Forget everything you know about game engine fees because new player just joined the lobby, backed up by Big Game himself and brought to light by the one and only Garry, who is modding something. The new mighty creation combining Unreal, Unity and Roblox got packaged into a box and sent right to us. And while unpacking, we might get punched in the face by the fact how much can this game engine change how the game industry works right now. Meet the S&box, or S&box, we don't know yet. Facepunch is the studio behind Rust and Garry's mod, so we can hope they know how to develop something hopefully. And these guys decided to team up with Valve, and I probably don't have to explain what Valve is. Game developers were eager for Valve's SDK, Source 2, since its release, because of its lightning, Rubicon physics and decals. Facepunch Studios recently announced a massive game changer. They are promising that anything you make in S&box can be exported and sold directly on Steam as a complete standalone, royalty-free game. This would allow indie developers to bypass the licensing fees of traditional game engines. S&box is also open source and has code on GitHub, and it is licensed under the MIT license, so you can do whatever you want with it. How the hell did they pull it off? Valve never prioritized making their own engine public yet. They weren't against this idea. And that's where Facepunch steps in with making Source 2 into publicly usable game engine that we now know as S&box. So it's a win situation for Valve again without doing anything, per usual. Valve can develop Source 2 for their games now, and they can just push it on Facepunch to make it a publicly usable game engine. If you're wondering how the S&box will really perform after release, we'll be testing it here on this channel. We mostly use Unreal for our movies and in future for our games, but we'll also be trying the S&box, so if you're curious about that, subscribe to the channel. If you are coding your own games, S&box is about to fix one of your biggest headaches. It runs the absolute latest version of C#. You completely skip the nightmare of hunting down outdated language versions just to match your engine build. Plus, it features instant hot loading for your C# scripts. You write the code, save it, and the game updates immediately without recompiling. And when you actually need to build your own world, you don't need to start from scratch, because you get instant access to a massive cloud library packed with free assets. Maybe you are not a fan of staring at lines of code? No worries! The S&box comes packed with action graphs and shader graphs, basically S&box alternative of Unreal's blueprints and material editors or Blender's shader editor. And it seems like you won't need to be a networking wizard either, because multiplayer support is completely built in right into the box, as well as VR support, so you can just focus on making your game fun. And when your masterpiece is finally done, they are adding a publishing feature soon, meaning you'll be able to launch your game directly on Steam or the S&box platform with just a few clicks. And you can apparently also release your game outside of Steam, but if you do so, you have to release the game on Steam as well. So after more than a decade of being rebuilt from the ground up and fine-tuned in closed betas, S&box has grown into an absolute powerhouse and is currently in an active developer preview, and it is planned to be released on the 28th of April this year. Let's just see how will the community evolve around that. If you have watched all the way here, you may like and subscribe. It's free and helps us out a lot, and you will also be really happy because you will get some more enjoyable content to watch. Thank you and goodbye.